Hello, everyone. This is the lesson for Tuesday, April 22nd. Today, what we're going to be doing is identifying the central idea in a nonfiction text. We talked about this yesterday, so this is going to be a continuation of that lesson. As a review, the central idea is the most important idea in a nonfiction text. It is the main message of the text. It's always a complete sentence. Another way to call a central idea is a main idea. So, when we're thinking about what the message of the text is and what the writer wants us to remember, it's a different name for fiction versus nonfiction. In a fictional text, the message is called the theme. We talked about that when we read Fear. In nonfiction, the message of the text is called the central idea, and that's what we're looking at in this text, Violence Hits Home. How do we find the central idea of a nonfiction text? These are the steps. First, we're going to chunk the text. Chunking means to break a large text into smaller pieces in order to understand it better. The way that we do that is after separating the text, we use those 5 W's to summarize each part of the text. Those are who, what, where, when, and why. How are we dividing the text into chunks? Well, an easy way to divide it is by these subheadings. So that's what we did yesterday, and that's what we're going to continue to do today. After we read is where we decide what the central idea is. First, we want to think, what is the most important topic or big idea in this text? And then we want to think, what is the message of the text overall? This is going to be a one-word answer, and this is going to be a complete sentence. So, we're doing all of these 4 steps today. We're going to finish chunking the text and summarizing the last 2 subheadings, and then we're going to think about the entire text, about what it's mostly about and what the message of the text is. So today you're going to be reading pages 412 to 414. Let's remind ourselves what we're doing as we read. This is what we did yesterday. We have these 5 W questions. After you read a section, you're completing this chart. Here are your notes. Who, where, what, when, and why did the situation happen? And then we put it all together in 1 or 2 sentences for the summary of just that subheading. So you're going to do that again today for 2 more subheadings. After I read, how do I find the central idea? That's what you might be wondering. Let me show you an example. We looked at this cartoon on Monday, so I want to show you how I find the central idea of this cartoon. First, I'm going to think about those who, what, where, when, and why questions. Who? We have a robber and a man. Where? They're on the street. What's happening? The robber is telling the man to throw his wallet to him while holding a knife. When? It's now, 2020. We know this because of the masks. And why is this situation happening in this way? Well, because of coronavirus. So here's my summary. In 2020, a robber is telling a man to throw his wallet on the street because he doesn't want to get close and catch coronavirus. That's the summary. That is not the central idea. That is just telling me what's happening in the situation. To find the central idea, I have to think about these questions. 1, what is the most important topic or big idea in this text? And 2, what is the message of the text? Well, I'm thinking one of the big ideas that I'm seeing is coronavirus. And overall, what it's saying about coronavirus is that coronavirus has changed everything about society, even crime. That's the central idea. It's the message that I'm getting from the cartoon. You don't have to say coronavirus. There's another topic in this. It's crime. So if I want, what's the message that it's saying about crime overall? It's saying that it's difficult to commit crimes due to coronavirus. So both of these central ideas are correct and they match the cartoon. So today, what you're going to be doing is you're going to read page 412 to 414. You're finishing that article, Violence Hits Home. Then you're completing the 5 W's chart, just like you did yesterday, for these 2 new subheadings. And after, you're answering the after reading questions. what is the most important topic or big idea in the text, and what is the message of the text. Let me show you what the document looks like. You're going to find it under classwork. You also have that link again to get to the textbook. So you're clicking on this assignment, central idea. It's going to look very similar to yesterday's assignment. Here we have chunk 1. We're doing that for page 412, To the Rescue. And then we have chunk 2, A Life's Work, and that's on page 413. Please notice that there's a second page to this document, and that is where you're telling me what you think the central idea is. This answer is one word. When you're giving me the topic or big idea, I should only see one word in this box. And what is the message of the text? You're giving me one complete sentence. All right, that is the assignment for today, and I will talk to you soon.